Yeah, so we needed the Lash Master. We were doing the pigs thing. With the basic stuff. Need to go visit the swamp real quick. Okay, let's go get those skeeters. Anything new? Well, I can grab a few more frogs since those respawned. Oh yeah, we need to do a snack vine. Go get a pumpkin jackbone. Can we make another smoke pellet? So I can just catch those skeeters again immediately. Always a use for sewing kits. Now only one respawned. Let's go to that spot with two of them. Okay, let's go get a pumpkin check. Okay, that's that. We make it. Yeah, we need to catch one more rat. We can probably go straight to the market. Okay, let's go trade this to the ogre. What a trade. I've had this whip ever since I was a wee suckling. No way, no how am I giving up my precious little flog. Is that a Lashmaster 2000? With extra stinging barbs and rawhide non-slip grip. The one and only. I thought you were doing such an excellent job keeping these poor exploited souls under your hoof that you deserve a reward. He snatches the whip out of your hands with glee, tossing her old straw lash in the mud without a second glance. Not even saying thank you, she scampers off to test out her newly acquired motivational tool on unsuspecting farm workers. With any luck, she won't have much time to put it to use. Now to fatten up this little piggy. You feed the ratty straw whip into the mouth of the porcine effigy. Despite the thing not having any teeth, you distinctively hear the sound of crunching as it chews up its first meal. The effigy shudders and swells in size, becoming a healthy-sized piglet made of straw. One down, two to go. For this feast to go off without a hitch, we'll need to gather something important from the swinish middle sister. Okay, that's the one at the gate. Hey, you're the one who gave my little sister that souped up whipper, ain't ya? Well, I do twice as much work as that stinking twerp. This old beating stick has served me well these long years, but if she gets an upgrade, then why shouldn't I? Sibling rivalry will be the death of them. Magnum browbeater. Looks like something out of 7 Days to Die. Barnacles, not a gemstone. Oh yeah, I have this soporific meal. I found it in a chest somewhere. I can just grab that dog hair immediately. Oh yeah, it was in the village. Yeah, gotta go in there. Wonder when I'm going to use that mimic, though, that I found. Big stick. Okay, I gotta go find some twigs. I need some embers, so... Oh yeah, there's a lumberjack, I always forget that. Go there first. Okay, and do the docks to get some barnacles, and that's that done. This makes me want to play RuneScape so bad. Grab a bunch of them while I'm here, might as well. Okay. And we've just got the butcher shop sister. So takes a few test swings with her new gutshell, making you duck for safety. Now that's more like it. Solid build, perfect balance. You won't be needing that cracked old stick anymore. I'll just take it off your hands. Sure, whatever. It's as good as firewood now. She ignores you and goes looking for pine cones or small animals to take a swing at. Luckily she's slow and her eyes are bad. You chop up the well-weathered cudgel into bite-sized pieces and offer them to the small effigy. It wastes no time gobbling up the bits of wood and crunching them to splinters. Satisfied with its second meal of sticks, the stimulated pig rumbles and once again grows in size. This ham is almost ready for dinner. It just needs one more helping of soul food. Something special from that brutish butcher will be the last ingredient I need. Big Pig's Whetstone. You see the enormous swine hacking apart a haunch of meat with her cleaver. Its dull and chipped blade has clearly seen better days. She sneezes heavily before wiping a glop of snot with the back of her hand. You again, what you want now? As your dutiful employee, I've been taking it up on myself to improve your meat business. The whetstone of yours looks like it's not doing a great job of keeping your tools sharp. He raises an eyebrow at the worn slab of grindstone sitting on the countertop. I suppose it might be time to replace the old girl. Just think of how much more brutal you could be with a brand new sharpener. He doesn't know the half of it. Magic Sharp XL. We've almost got all of the regions after this. Gizzard stones. Gonna need some goblin snot. Gonna need a gnome hat. Rabbit foot. Okay, I need to go to the mountains for this. Well, where are the mountains though? Back on the mountain. If I track this, it should tell me, I think. Or not. I should check the fields, actually. Feels like there's some space there that I could go. And the forest is the obvious connection point too. Gilded hawk. Oh yeah. The field. Ox's farm. Okay, let's do the forest. Ah, there we go, to the mountain. Okay, so this is the last biome we're going to discover. I do this while I'm here. Oh, they dropped some extra. Nice. Bunch of extra. I don't think they've ever dropped this much. Do they drop it every now and then if I stand here? Oh fuck. So this should be the snowy region. Yeah. Ice berries. There should be rabbits here. Yeah. Yeah, snap trap is fine. Oh. Crystal newt. Snow snare. Let's just fully explore this place. I think I'll do all the other stuff first and then do this place first. This kind of has a finality to this. This area. Up on the slopes of the mountain you spot a camp of dangerous looking fur trappers, sharpening their spears. No need to bother them just yet. You get one paw per rabbit. Oh, what's that? Frostling. Curious to its own detriments, often relies its older guardians to keep it from harm. Oh, and I get the rodent blood out of this as well. So they're kind of like squirrels and rats. Silver fox. Its thick coat has done little to improve its disposition. Frozen treat and shears. Ah, and this is where we find the spicy peppers. Up right there. The court isn't accepting peasants' complaints at the moment. Who are you calling a peasant? Well, whatever you are, you're not on the list. The stag is holding a very prestigious banquet. If you want to air your grievances to one of the royals, you might have better luck with the buck. Get the shortcut for this area. No less crudely constructed than the other snowmen that surround it, something is nevertheless off about this one in particular. Whether it's the too many limbs, the stitched mouth, or the trio of antlers, it irresistibly beckons to your touch. And as soon as your fingertips touch its cold surface, it falls completely to pieces. Need one more rabbit leg. Oh! You get two with the same trap. I had no idea. It's always nice to find these things out when you're near the end of the game. To get one of those gnomes. Oh yeah, and the digestive tablets. And 2 turkey gizzards. They should be over here. Just in case there's a cooldown or something. There we are. That might be the end of this mission, actually. Oh yeah, gotta go to the big pig first. Saugr slowly grinds the blade of her cleaver across the new whetstone, sending flecks of rust flying. She plucks a hair from her own chin and tests the keenness of the edge by splitting it in half. Not bad at all. Go on, take this old stone and throw it in the trash bin. It's just an old brick, no wonder it didn't sharpen anything. You toss the old brick into the effigy's ravenous maw and it cracks into dust within moments. Oh fuck. With its final meal of bricks, the porcine simulacrum swells to monstrous proportions. A rattling laugh chills your blood as the old man's spirit looks upon your work. What a proper beggar's feast this is. I thank you for the kind gesture, but I still don't know how this will bring justice to those wretched swine. Just you wait, I have to fire up the barbecue first. Oh no. Striking a spark into the pit, you set the tinder alight. You take a step back, watching the orange flames leap high into the air. The porcine effigy blackens as you tend to the fire and fuss over the coals. Succulent aroma begins to waft on the wind. The old man licks his translucent lips hungrily. I swear I can almost smell a delicious roast. If only it were real. Over the sound of crackling logs, you hear a crowd of footsteps come paddling down the road towards the cooking pit. Over here, I knew I smelled something good. It's the others, my friends. You've come back. Ghost. No, wait. That old man McCraw. Say then so, old-timer, when you never showed up for the morning head count, we all feared the worst. True, I ended up as pig food. Can you believe that? I worried you would all face the same fate as me. However, did you escape the hog farm? It was the strangest thing. The swine sisters started complaining about the weather being too hot, even though it's pretty chilly if you ask me. All of a sudden they pulled it out into the woods, squealing all the way, left the gate wide open and everything. Then we smelled something delightful in the breeze and couldn't resist. It's been so long since we've had anything other than pig slop. Gosh, that smells so good. Is it barbecue? Where did you get all that food? In place of the brick, sticks and straw, the porcine effigy has split into a mountain of delectable sizzling meats. Ham, sausage, bacon, it all looks so delicious. What a wonder, it truly is a feast. Thank you. What did I tell you? Enjoy yourself for a little while longer and be at peace. The starving crowd happily helps themselves to the feast, cheering, laughing, and praising the old ghost's name. You see something twinkle amongst the cooling coals of the cooking pit. Warm to the touch, you pick out a piece of greasy gristle from the suit. On closer inspection, it appears to be 3 separate chunks, 1 fat piece, 1 long piece, and 1 small piece. The souls of the pigs. Yeah, so we just burned them alive. The happy music in the background really makes it. Okay, so next we gotta craft a silver bullet. More totemic moon drops. Okay, let's head to the swamp. I mean, they did feed their employees to their pigs, so it is a good thing in the end. Oof. Yeah, we gotta go hunt one of those silver foxes. Go to the forest and get some fireflies. Okay. Let's head to the mountains. We're going to need a bit more reed. Okay, that should be enough. I also need the frozen treat. Rustling snow. Another soporific morsel. And we need the snow snare. Okay, that's fairly cheap to make. Okay, a bit of water from here. Okay, they only drop one. A silver fox. And the bird. Hold on both a bit, physical and spectral level to unerringly find its target. I think they were still at the village tavern. This is perfect. That wolf won't know what hit him. I'll meet you at the Darkwood, and we'll put an end to his terror once and for all. With bullet and blunderbuss in hand, the huntsman jogs off down the road towards the swamp. Sure hope he finds his bravery along the way, but it won't matter what sort of slugs he's slinging. We just gotta get past the troll. Oh, troll is out. You find yourself looking down the gaping mouth of a gun muzzle. Who's there? Show yourself. Don't you point that thing at me. Oh yes, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am. It's just so darn dark here, I can hardly see my own shadow. Why do you think they call it the Darkwood? Keep your head on your shoulders, lad. We've got a big bad wolf to bring down. Right. I'm totally not afraid of a vicious 7-foot tall killer who makes his home in a forest as black as night. You need to concentrate on the task at hand. We only have one silver bullet. And if the wolf catches even the smallest whiff of our plan, it's curtains for us. No pressure. So what exactly is the plan? The wolf is waiting in his cabin. I'll sneak up and lure him to you with my puppet, just as I did before at the tavern. Meanwhile, you'll find a good hiding spot and ready your gun. And this time I won't wimp out. I've got a silver bullet. So, do you know which way to the wolf's cabin? I can't really make out a path or anything. Let me worry about that, you just get yourself ready. And remember, don't miss. Yeah, guess what he's going to do. You squeeze through the gaps in the trees and duck under claw-like branches, but you've somehow managed to end up right where you started. I'll never make head or tail of these pathways. Perhaps I should ask someone with a bird's eye view. The keen-eyed owl inspects you from its roost. Hoo hoo hoo. Hoo hoo to you too. I wonder what it's trying to say. Ah, avian lexicon. Where is that? Oh, there. Need a stuffed burp. Oh, and I need a mimic stove for this. Two red feathers. Two blue on a pigeon peak. Okay, that's those. Then to the forest. Get two of these. Next to the village. Get a mimic and a pigeon. Nice. That should be everything. And there we are. Let's go back. Grab some more embers. You wave your linguistic scroll at the owl, magical quill at the ready. Well, speak up. The quill scribbles across the parchment of its own accord, translating the owl's hoots into something more understandable. Walk warily, naive neighbor. Exploration seldom escapes notice. What does that even mean? I thought that owls were supposed to be wise. West, west, north, north. East, south, east, north. Nope. Did I go in too early? And then they spell it out for me. Oh yeah, I did forget one north. North, north, east, south, east and north. Good old Lost Wood puzzle. This must be the wolf's cabin up ahead. Expecting Little Red to come knocking, so I'll need to use the puppet to lure him into the huntsman's ambush. You puppet the red-hooded doll to the door of the wolf's rickety cabin. An evil light glows from within, casting eerie shadows on the ground. You lift the puppet's head to peep through the window, spotting chewed bones and torn rags littering the floor, but no sign of the wolf. Suddenly yellow eyes stab out of the shadows. There you are, my delectable little pork chop. I was beginning to think you had forgotten about me. Through the strings of the puppet, the chill runs down your spine as your animal instincts can't help but scream one thing. Run. Preferring to hunt under the cover of darkness, the wolf pauses to snuff out a glimmering wisp. You'll need to use this wisp to advantage if you hope to outrun the wolf. Okay, here we go. At your command, the puppet comes to a halt at the center of a moonlit clearing. The wolf bursts out of the shadows, gripped by ferocious rage. There's no place left to hide, little piggy. You're mine now, all mine. Baring his fangs, the wolf pounces into the thin air with tremendous force. The sound of thunder roars loudly from across the clearing. Crows scatter into the night air and Darkwood falls silent. Blinking in disbelief, the wolf staggers to a stop. He glances down at his chest where a crimson spot blossoms out into his vest. The huntsman reveals himself from the bushes, holding his smoking weapon anxiously. You shot me. Beast crashes to the ground, exhaling his final breath, his glassy eyes transfixed on the full moon high above. Hesitantly the huntsman boggles at the wolf before a triumphant grin crosses his face. I did it, I actually did it. I defeated the wolf. Don't forget that you had some help, kid. This villain won't hunt any longer, and that's what really matters. The huntsman strikes a courageous pose atop its trophy. Something pearly white falls from the wolf's mouth. You pick up a glistening fang, broken by the wolf's fall. From deep inside the bloodied tooth, you can faintly hear the whimpering of a dog. The soul of the wolf. There we go. I was totally expecting a fake out where he misses. Okay, then just the hawk in the fields. Yeah, I was expecting that he'd miss the shot and then like a branch or something else fell on top of the wolf or something like that. Oh there, ma'am. Hope you don't have business that way. The mill's in a spot of trouble. The mill, you say? Aye, so do I. Oh, I do. I was just about to drop off my wheat to the nice couple that works there, but when I heard the ruckus I thought it's best to wait here. What ruckus? Are they beset by bandits? Worse, a businessman. The hawk is the land baron that owns most of the property around these parts. I saw him banging on the mill's door with a greedy look in his eye. Trust me, it's best to lay low until the storm blows over. Unless you want to end up penniless. I have a little use for coin, therefore nothing to lose. Perhaps I ought to see what the fuss is about. Very dapper hawk. By decree of the local bylaw, you must come out. Any who interfere with the eviction of this property will face full legal consequences for obstruction of justice. Yeah, nothing worse than a businessman. As the stately tycoon hammers on the mill door, a pair of shaking voices call out from the nearby window. Please, Master Hawk, we just need a little more time. You've had ample opportunity to renegotiate our contract at the Civic Hall. This is no time for excuses, now open this door at once. Ah, more miserable contracts. Drop the pretenses, Hawk. You're nothing more than a crook in fancy clothes. Excuse me, but this business does not concern you, madam. Take your snide remarks and be off. I'll determine what business earns my concern, thank you very much. I'd like to hear the other side of the story for myself. Well, if they insist on remaining locked inside, then I shall depart. But if I do not receive my payment at the bank soon, even a locked door won't stand in my way. The hawk steps smartly around you and off down the road back to the village, leaving a trail of dust in his wake. These poor millers are still too shaken up to come out. I'll have to get in round the back somehow. Nothing to see here but boxes and barrels. Isn't full. Ah, same messages everywhere else. How did you get in here? Did the hawk send you? We don't have anything left to give. We swear. Relax, I'm no thug. It seems like You two are caught between a rock and a bureaucrat. Just like, how did you get into such a pickle? What's to tell, the hawk is our landlord and we work for this mill for him. We've always been on time with our payments, never missed them once. But that greedy tyrant has been steadily hiking up the cost. We've barely been able to feed ourselves and pay our dues, but we always manage to scrape by. Then this last month, he raised the rent again, and what's worse, someone broke in during the night and cracked our millstone. If we can't grind flour, we'll never be able to get the money. And now he says if we can't pay, he'll evict us. Awfully suspicious that your millstone was damaged right as the rent increased, almost like he wants to get rid of you. We've explained the situation to him, but that man only has eyes for gold. Not a kernel of kindness resides in his heart. Well, let me take a look at that grinder of yours. A broken mill isn't much good to anyone, regardless of who owns it. Will you do that for us? If the millstone was repaired, we just might be able to make enough flour before the deadline. You inspect the granite millstone and run your fingers along the white crack. That has rendered the device dysfunctional. Just as I thought, this appears to have been done on purpose. Heavy stone could be coaxed back together, but it will require strong bonding magic. Snack vine, cobblestone, and restorative idol. Okay, I need to go visit the swamp again. Gonna check that there's a chest here. Okay. To the fields again. I could go get the cobblestone as well. I need 2 snack vine. Be some back home. the cobblestone. And then the pumpkin checkbone. You can get that while going to return this quest. There we are. The cobblestones clunk down on the face of the millstone. Place the idol at the top of the old millstone. Lines wind their way into a neatly into the crack of the millstone, beginning to seal it anew. An ominous creaking sound fills the mill as the grindstone begins to shift and warp. Then, with a bang like thunder, the crack on the stone snaps closed. The couple marvel at the millstone, running their hands over the smooth surface. It's been fixed. It's been fixed. Stone should be more durable than ever. I dare say it might even hold up to any future attempts of sabotage. Oh my, what a wonder. If it's all the same to you, we need to get our crane processed right away. The Hawk has no patience when it comes to money. He'll already be back at the bank putting through the paperwork. I ought to talk some sense in that penny-pinching buzzard. If I go now, I'm sure I'll intercept him at his office. You conniving knave, I know you sabotaged those poor millers' grindstone. But what if I did? The property value has gone up and they can't afford the rent. It's up to me to find someone else who can. People like you will never be satisfied. You'll always want more and more. Tell me, Master Hawk, what in this world would sate your hunger for gold? Simple, the rumbling would. The watling? The rumbling, precocious fey alchemist. They say he's in possession of the alchemist stone that can turn whatever it touches into gold. If the legends are to be believed, the one to catch the rumbling would be paid his weight in gold. Then why not put your mind to catching the rumbling instead of harassing your poor tenants? Oh, believe me, I've tried, but he's a crafty fellow. I've only ever gotten my hands on a single clue, and I've got that locked up tight in my vault. It's like you're robbing the world of an opportunity. Just because you can't find this rumbling fellow, no one else can. You eye the nearby bank vault suspiciously. The single guard looks simple enough to bypass. Oh shit. More cash than the rat? That's far enough, no one gets in there on my watch. Glamour. In place to keep folks away from their money. The dream of being seen as something other than oneself, here it is. That's not too bad. Induces a certain haziness in the wearer and all in the surrounding area. And then just a mimic toe. I need to get a mummified head. Okay, then just a mimic toe and that's it. Are there any mimics this way? Nope, they're all on the left. Nope, this one. While the god is busy picking his fingernails, you quaff the fruity tasting elixir. Its masking effect tickles the tips of your toes with a tingling sensation. While you don't feel any different on the inside, you know your outward appearance has changed when the god glances up at you. Oh, hey Lynette. Is it time for my shift change already? Ah yes, I'm here to relieve you. You better go and get some shut-eye while you still can. You don't gotta tell me twice. I feel like I've been on my feet all day long. Don't worry, I'll keep this vault nice and secure. You can count on me. Yeah, sure. Just keep your back straight. Hawk's in a foul mood today for some reason. The guard stretches his shoulders and walks away, leaving you all alone with the bank vault. You find the Hawk's treasure map framed with pride. A little more than a tattered corner of a larger hole. No wonder the Hawk didn't get very far. This is barely a scrap. Squinting at the half-torn line work, you can make out the cartographer's description of giant dragon bones with a red X marking the spot. That carcass looks awfully familiar. I wonder if it's the same as that one rotting out in the swamp. I guess the Hawk never had much reason to go searching there. Not many real estate investment opportunities. I mean, fuck the money. We're out here for the good stuff, the souls. Okay, to the swamp. We have our little sheep pride parade here. Oh yeah, they're not here. X marks the spot. I'll have to get rid of these old bones. We go catch Newt real quick. Okay. I wanted to catch that insect. There we go. Need some water. Oh, need some more clay too. Let's go to the well again. Grab some embers as well. I think we're fine with suit sprites. We've got so many. And they're used in very few recipes. Oh yeah, I should check the chest while I'm here. I need bones though. Must be a quest at some point that I do here. Just so strange that that chest is right there. I'm guessing that it's got something to do with the tag. I mean, could be the rumblings hiding spot too, I guess. And some algae. Beast's rock-like remains dissolve into disgusting white goo, leaving behind a conspicuously hidey hole. You reach your hand into the hole and pull out a single copper coin encrusted with grime. Rusty coin. After scraping away the muck on the coin, you can barely make out a motto etched into the metal surface. To summon the alchemist at the Fey Rings, you must pay the required fee. Fey Ring. I wonder if it's referring to that overgrown mushroom patch in the forest. Yeah, this thing where we needed to destroy the little stone things for the pixies. Oh no. Huh, at the frogs. Oh, yeah, I didn't even remember this thing. Yeah, the kid isn't here anymore. Floral wreath. A energies converge on the spot, but to what end is unclear. No, just more milk. And I'm out of clay again. Yeah, almost got all of the spells too. Oh. Huh. Uh. What the shit? Did I just lose that? That's some bullshit. What the fuck? Hi, Nami. Did I get an antler? Oh, yeah, branch antler. Fuck, so hard to see with all these flowers. What's this? That wordless coin that this would summon the rumbling, not some flowery deer. You take a closer look at the discarded floral branch. Branchler. One of the growing buds looks larger than the rest and it twitches when you poke it. Oh, hello there. Looks like this sprout needs some fresh fairy water. There's no water at this fairy circle, but surely there are others about. I better go plant this thirsty fellow and see what happens. I thought they just fucked me over. And the bad guy in a Buck's Life also called Hopper. This looks just like the place. Strange flora requires strange environs. Stick the budding branchler into the fertile soil of the fairy circle. The suspicious flower bud wiggles with glee, drinking out the magical pond water. After a few minutes, nothing else happens. Come on, I don't have time to watch flowers grow. Maybe I can speed things along a bit. A little pick-me-up should be all that's needed here. There we go. Lemon iced tea is so good. You drip the invigorating fertilizer on the stumpy branch and it shakes with energy. The ground trembles as roots rip out of the ground out around your feet. Oh. You find yourself looking up at an odd little house that has grown out of the flower bud. An even odder little man sits on the porch glaring at you. Oh, will it just leave me be? I don't know how you managed to track me down, but please just go away. Hold on now, you've led me on quite the marriage goose chase. You are the rumbling, are you not? He sighs and cleans the smudge of his spectacles. Congratulations, you caught me. The story is true then. I've caught you and now you must grant me my weight in gold. Curse that stupid legend. Look, sorry you came all this way, but I don't do that stuff no more. I'm retired. These days I'm more into woodworking. Wouldn't you rather have a cute little birdhouse instead? I know a magical contract when I hear one. I found you fair and square, so cough up the gold, shorty. Ah, too bad. I threw all my alchemist stones into a bottomless lake. Without that stone to make gold, I'm as poor as a pauper. Why would you do that? What do you think? Because villains like you kept on trying to shake me down for money. All that rotten stone ever did was bring me misery. Well, I'm not leaving empty-handed. You created the alchemist stone in the first place. You must know how to make another. He blinks at you with his magnified eyes. You want an alchemist stone of your own. Ah, well, okay. It's your funeral, lady. I've still got the distilling equipment in my workshop. Just bring me these ingredients to make a new alchemist stone. Crystal nut spine, alchemist alloy, and a golden egg. I mean, hey, even mythological beings gotta retire at some point. Yeah, that's pretty much what's coming. It's going to be the story of Midas. Yeah. Fuck, I really want to see that Aladdin movie, actually. I haven't seen it ever since I grew up. I used to love that thing growing up. It's such a good movie. Okay, then I gotta get those crystal newts, and I assume that they just need bait sticks, like normal newts. Oh no, snow snares, okay. I need some more reeds. I'm going to assume that the spines are like the alternative to the normal newt's eyes. So I should get 2 from 1. Yep. Oh, and they also drop ice. Nice. Did I leave one behind here? Yeah, I did. Okay, and then the golden goose egg. And I still haven't played Untitled Goose Game. Oh, it stuns the chicken as well. Yeah, I definitely love to play that at some point. The rumbling's eyes light up at the sight of the alloy, and he rubs his fingers together in anticipation. The rumbling looks away from the nude's spine, gesturing vaguely at the ground beside him. You lay it nearby. You pass the golden egg into the hands of the rumbling, who receives it tentatively, as if it could hatch at any moment. Collecting all the components into his arms, the rumbling disappears into his little treehouse. You can't tell exactly what he's doing inside, but the sounds and smells emanating from the chimney make you think it's better left unknown. He emerges sometime later with singed eyebrows and foggy glasses. Eureka, I've done it. He holds out a glowing emerald with a pair of iron tongs. Here, go ahead, it's yours. The rumbling a belly contains his snickering. You appraise the glittering jewel, it's abnormally heavy in your hands. Very pretty. The little man's giggling abruptly stops and his face falters with disbelief. It doesn't affect us. Oh. What's the matter? You seem disappointed. It's nothing. This is just not what I was expecting at is all. He strokes his beard thoughtfully. I guess I should have told you earlier, but there's a slight curse to the stone. It can only be touched by one whose heart is free of avarice. How convenient of you to leave that part out. Since you went to all the trouble of tracking me down, I just assumed you were in it for the gold. Oh my, no, I don't care much for the wretched stuff. This gold is meant for someone else. Well, I gave you what you asked for. Our deal is done. Now leave me in peace. Alright. No need to be rude. I've got to bring this stone back to the millers. You're back. The Hawk will return with his goons at any minute now. Don't worry, I've got a solution to your monetary problems right here. You hold up the alchemist stone proudly. Oh, that's a very fine jewel. But I don't think it will be nearly enough to satisfy the Hawk. Just stand back and watch. All this crate is just waiting. How fucking valuable is their flour? All this crate is just waiting to be spun into gold. Oh shit. You place the stone into a barrel of grain and it melts through the kernels like butter. The barrel bursts under the weight of glittering golden coins spilling out onto the floor. Wow, it's a miracle. You touch the alchemist stone to a bushel of straw and it instantly transforms into a mound of sparkling riches. Amazing, I can't believe my eyes. You roll the alchemist stone into a bag of flour, and mountains of golden dust dripped through the canvas sack. How is this possible? I've never seen so much gold in my life. Before the millers can so much as count a single coin, the door crashes open. Hawk strides into the mill, flanked by a pair of guards cracking their knuckles. Time's up, where's my money? Yeah, pay up, squirts. Master Hawk, not to worry. You've got your payment right here. His eyes open wide at the sight of the piles of gold strewn about the mill. What? But how? Never you mind how, this should be more than enough to cover the cost of the miller's debts and the deeds to the property. I don't understand. Unless... no, it can't be. He points a hooked talon at you accusingly. You're the rumbling, there's no other explanation. God, Geyser. The two goons leap forward and grab you roughly by the arms. You're making a terrible mistake. Just take your money and leave these good people in peace. Don't play smart with me, imp. I know how the legend goes. I've caught you and now you must give me my weight in gold. Those specific words. I'm rich. I'll lock you up and squeeze you for every penny you've got. I'll be the wealthiest hawk in the entire kingdom. You're the only hawk in the entire kingdom. No, the entire world. Now pay out my first installment, rumbling. He outstretches his hand towards you greedily. As you wish. You dangle the alchemist stone out over his palm. Instantly. Ah, golden feather. No sooner does the gold stone touch the hawk skin than a brilliant flash of yellow light engulfs the mill. When the light fades, the hawk stands before you, transmuted into a solid gold statue. What magic is this? Horrified, the two soldiers beat a hasty retreat through the door. What happened? Is he okay? You tuck the stone safely back into your satchel and give the hawk statue a pat. I think this should set you up nicely. Just don't go spending it all in one place. Thank you. How could we ever make this up to you? Live a rich and full life. That ought to be enough for anyone. You notice a stray feather glinting on the floor. You pluck the golden feather and run your fingers along the gleaming papules. It makes a sound like coins falling into a wishing well. The soul of the hawk. This is my payment. There we go. Now the final soul. The stag. We still got 3 spells to unlock. Stay back, spirit. I have nothing you want. Keep your wits about you, boy. I'm just an old woman. Oh, so you are. My apologies. One can never be too careful traveling about the mountainside. Plenty of tricksters like to disguise themselves and play pranks on me. I meant no disrespect. Untaken, what are you doing out in the cold anyway? I've come to collect iceberries for my brother's coronation. He's going to be crowned king of the whole realm today. King, according to whom? Well, according to him, I suppose. He's the eldest after all. He says it's his destiny. Some days I'm not sure, though. I feel like I should be doing more than just tending to the castle's gardens. So he gets to be king and you get the big berries till your fingers fall off. It's not so bad. I like the crisp air and fresh snow. There's something magical about the wilderness. But listen to me prattle on. I still need to collect the iceberries to my brother's requested. He's very particular when it comes to, well, anything really. A job shared is done twice as quickly. Let me help you before the frost bites. Well, thank you. I'm getting a bit chilly. I only need a few more iceberries. Any luck finding those iceberries? Ah, just look at the wonderful bounty you've gathered. He gladly takes the berries from you and places them in his pack. It was no problem at all. The stroll through the brisk air was quite refreshing. If only my brother cared as much for the beauty of this place. He's always been content staying amidst the nobles of his court. I should like to meet this brother of yours. He sounds like quite the ruler. Oh, why didn't you say so? I'd be happy to invite you into the castle. Buck slips his arm out towards you in a gentlemanly fashion. You take it with your gnarled claws and nod. Let's be off then, shall we? The prince isn't accepting peasant complaints, scat you old crow. How dare you speak to my guest with that tone? Apologies, sir, I didn't know she was your guest. Don't apologize to me, I'm not the one you disrespected. Right, sorry miss, what I meant to say was, welcome to the court of the magnificent and benevolent stag. Louder and with more pomp, please. I hereby welcome the Lady of the Swamp. Lady of the Swamp, to celebrate with us this most auspicious day, the bequeathing of the kingdom to he whose antlers reach the hithermost clouds and shine with justice and... That will do just fine, carry on guarding. Right. The buck turns to you and nods to his pack. I've got to prepare these berries for the ceremony and do some final pruning in the hedge maze. I'll meet you inside. Hedge maze. Oh no. Sitting up on a lofty throne, the prince looms over his court of nobles. Not too many tiny cakes, they can't outnumber the tarts. And where is my useless brother with those berries? Everything must be perfect for my coronation. I think I saw him slink off to the garden, sire. No doubt shirking his royal duties once again. Ingrid, if I do ever so much for that little rascal, and he doesn't even bother to show me the respect I deserve. I should have him exiled long ago, if only he were my brother. Fantastic idea, your grace. He will be shown the door as soon as the ceremony is concluded, I assure you. My days of sharing the throne with that dandelion are almost over. It is best he lives out his day on the mountain. Lord knows where he belongs. The stag's eyes narrow suspiciously at a cluster of nobles. Speaking of my brother, have you three taken care of the statue in the hedge maze? Oh, yes, your majesty, just as you requested. Don't you worry yourself, my lord. Nobles exchange hurried whispers, but you can't hear them clearly. I wonder what all the fuss has to do with a measly statue. Something doesn't feel right. Perhaps I ought to take a look at it myself. Ooh, nice. Some gold milk. Oh. Ran right to it. At the foot of the marble statue is cracked and weather-beaten black. You wipe snow from the engraved slab and find that large chunks have been hewn away from it. Only a few words are still legible. Stag. Rightful heir and ruler. Revealed. Yeah, so the bug is the rightful heir. The choice of words is quite convenient for our royal aspirant. I wonder what the rest of the story has to say about the matter. You pick a tuft of colorful fur caught on the statue's raised hoof. It looks to be from a very expensive piece of clothing. The nobles of the court seem to have nothing but time on their hands. Perhaps some of them know the secrets of the statue. Just checking if there's any more chests here. Doesn't seem to be. truth serum. Oh shit. So we need 3 doses of it. Unavailing powder. Rose food. And chilled mushrooms. Okay. Yeah, that was in the fields. What I really would like to try at some point to get these crow's feet. I'd really like to try a properly cooked chicken's leg, a chicken's foot. Oh, wrong way. I mean, I can't remember what it's Asian cuisine. I think, yeah, should be. I mean, it's just chicken. I think it's dark meat. I'm not completely sure. But, yep, it's basically just more chicken. But it's kind of a gross spot, so it's not usually... people don't really bother with it. It's like one of those things that YouTubers will eat for views. Noble woman snaps her fingers at you as you pass by. You there, freshen up my wine. Nodding politely, you dip your syringe into her glass and squeeze out a good amount of purple liquid. She sips it with her nose high in the air. There's a broken plaque in the hedge maze. What do you know about it? Black. It's the last time I helped at the stag, I tell you that much. He was whining about a prophecy or some such nonsense. Told me to get rid of a piece of that plaque for him. I told my finest winter moth trying to get to grips with that damnable thing. So I left it under the big tree in the middle of the hedge maze. Snap your fingers at the noble woman makes a disappointed frown. She pulls up her collar in a huff and rejoins the party as if nothing had happened. You slather a cracker with liver pate and drizzle some scintillating serum over the top. Soon enough, a noble man licks his lips and indulges himself. What do you know about the statue of the hedge maze? The nobleman scratches his chin absent-mindedly. Oh, you mean the one the stack smashed up? I'm not really supposed to talk about it, but he told me to get rid of some chunk of marble, terribly heavy thing. Anyway, I just left it behind one of the wooden benches in the maze. Did you really expect me to lug it all the way out of the castle? You snap your fingers and the noble immediately goes back to snacking, as if nothing had happened. Ah, that's why there was a bench in the corner. You stick your syringe into a plump macaron. Oof, haven't eaten one in ages. And offer it up to the nearest nobleman on a silver platter. He pops it into his mouth without even looking at you. Broken black in the hedge maze. Would you happen to know anything about it? The noble's eyes flutter and they speak as if conversing with themselves. Can you believe the audacity of the stag? He broke it. He should have been the one disposing the pieces. Well, I couldn't be bothered to do such menial labor, can you imagine? So anyways, I just tossed my piece into the southeast corner of the maze. Next time he should get some of the servants to do his dirty work. You snap your finger at the noble, they sneer at you for a moment before returning to their wine, as if nothing had happened. Okay. Let's get those pots back. As is described, a piece of the black seems to have been kicked under the bench and forgotten. Buried beneath the heaping of snow, you finally manage to find a hunk of stone. Oh. Wedged under the tree's forking roots lies a jagged piece of stone. That looks like the last piece of the black. I'll have to reassemble them at the stack statue if I want to make sense of this. The nobles of the court seem to have nothing but time on their hands. Oh. You snap the broken chunks of marble back into place. Despite some marring on the surface, you can read the black quite clearly. The Bug and the Stag, a tale of two princes. Only one destined to be rightful the errand ruler. The king will be revealed by the touch of the truest crystal flower. Looks like the stag is trying to cut his dear brother out of his birthright. I wonder what the business with what's the business with the crystal flower? The bug knows his way around the garden. Perhaps he'll have some idea. Flicking his ears, the young gardener puts his pruning shears down at your approach. Hello again. Lovely day for a walk in the hedge maze. Granted you don't get lost. Say, you wouldn't happen to know anything about a crystal flower, would you? Crystal flowers, why, they're very, very rare. Said they only grow in a cave at the highest peak of the mountain. According to legend, the truth of one's heart is refracted in the facets of each frosted petal. Why do you ask? No reason, I just thought that one might make a nice gift for your brother's big day. Hey, you're right. That's a brilliant idea. What better gift from the court's gardener than a beautiful crystal flower? Oh, but the trek up the mountains is perilous. I don't know if I have what it takes. Nonsense, I was heading up that way anyways. You just stay close behind. Really, you'd help me. Well, alright, what are we waiting for then? Meet me out by the slopes and we'll get underway. There was something at the... near that path. Poachers or something. Now I'm so curious, I gotta get to that. I gotta go check that chest in the well. Because it feels like we're not getting guided there. Okay. Oh. Okay, it's got a shitload of gold coins and the teleporting flower. So maybe we do come here later in a quest, because that didn't open the gate. I could go and buy a bunch of pots with that. See the bug hiding behind a bush, anxiously watching something up ahead. What's the matter? Did you get cold feet already? I'll hear you. Look. Through the pine boughs you can make out figures moving across the snow. They're covered in warm belts and carry sharp-looking spears. The royal trappers, they keep my brother's course supplied with furs, but they've been out here so long they'll hunt anything that moves. It'd be a shame if those antlers of yours ended up as someone's trophy. Wait here and let me deal with them. Alright, be careful. Touch of gold. Hey, fuck, you're not getting much of a belt out of me. Pressure so built up as to penetrate the ancient stone of the mountain. Let's go get some nails and buy a few pots. Nice. Oh yeah, the blacksmith. I think they're down here. There's some free nails over at his place. Oh, nice. Guess the well is in the village area. More twine. More bug eye core. Let's go burn a triad. Okay, just the frostling snow. Catalyst for reaching beyond oneself. The further you go, the colder it gets, useful against trappers. I just freeze. Need one of them. Oh, there we go. Fuck, that was a powerful spell. You glance at the bug hiding safely behind a tree at the far side of the camp. Making a raven's call, you signal for him to join you. The bug picks his way through the frozen trappers. Are they going to be okay? They might catch a case of the sniffles. Nothing a nice warm bowl of soup won't fix. Come along now, we're still ways away from the mountain peak. I think I know a way up. I'll meet you ahead. Come join me when you're ready. Before you stands a looming rock face. Not even the most determined climber could hope to scale it. Thought you said you knew a way up to the peak. Well, you see, this is the Great Geyser. When the air is cold enough, the water erupting from it freezes solid. I thought it might give us something to climb up. You look into the dry crater at the bottom of the sheer cliff. I don't see much erupting happening down there. It's been dormant for a few seasons now. I kinda hoped we'd get lucky. I don't trust any luck that I don't make myself. You take a moment to ponder your situation and eye the small geysers nearby, frequently spewing steam up into the frosty air. I suppose these other water spouts all drove from the same underground source. I think you're right. They started popping up shortly after the Great Geyser fell silent. Then I wager if we block them all up, we'll be able to make the big one blow its top again. Block them with what? You turn your attention to the bleeding mountain goats digging for lichen nearby. Those frosty beasts look to be about the right diameter. Maybe I can coax some of them into position. Oh, it seems unlikely. This is the perfect size for 4 hooves to gain purchase, useful against mountain goats. Hey, that requires a lot of stuff. I guess we'll harvest all the stuff for 3 of them. Feast is still going on. Ten more. Almost got it. Okay, that's the cobble. It required so many cobblestone that I feel like it might be reusable. I'll just make the one for now. Do I need to slowly lure them in, or can I just place it here? Okay. It is reusable. Mm-hmm. One more. Right here. Oh. With the plump bodies of praying goats clogging up the small geyser, the ice beneath your feet begins to crumble. Mountain goat's eyes go wide as the pressure builds beneath them. With no other outlet, the steam rushes towards the only opening left. With a deafening boom, the long dormant geyser erupts, letting a great spear of water high into the air. The deluge reaches its apex. Ice crystals begin to form in the mist, twinkling as they hang in the air. Bit by bit they begin to build on each other, forming larger and larger crystals, until it forms a great column of ice, rising all the way up towards the mountain peak. Can't believe it worked. Last one to the top is a spotted fawn. You stand at the mountain's peak, buffeted by wind and snow. Now then, where's this ice crystal cave you spoke of? I'm not sure. I think it should be just up ahead. But in this blizzard I can hardly see my own nose. Buck jumps behind you, pointing into the frigid fog. Wait, what was that? You squint into the galing winds, unable to see anything but white. Probably just another mountain goat. I wouldn't be so sure. When I was little, my brother told me stories of the snowkin who lived up here. He said if I ever went up the mountain, the snowkin would blow a great blizzard down on me. He said they'd turn me around and give me false directions until I got lost and frozen solid. Sounds to me like these snowkin might be some kind of guardian spirits. But if they're aiming to keep people away from something, then surely they'll know where that something is. I have a notion to find it our way as they do, but it will take a considerable quantity of their essence. That sounds dangerous. I'll just stay put then. I know better than to wander blind in a snowstorm. Melting pots. If there's any chests or stuff here. Whole area explored. The melting pot. I need to go back to get fireflies. I need 3 of these. Okay, I've got enough. Then I just need to catch the birds of that region. I need 6 traps. There we go. Now we just catch these birds. We can make the melting pots. Clever creatures. I think one of them killed a double. Okay, so let's return to the peak. look, see how the snow swirls in strange directions? Maybe the snow-kin know the path. You pile the mystical snow at the box feet and shield it from the howling winds. The flakes drift in the air like icy glitter. Oh, come on then. I'm getting chilly. You brought the snowdrift with a muttered invocation. Despite the chaotic storm, snow crystals swirl into an icy ribbon and slowly trace a line up to the mountain peak. There it goes, that must be the way to the crystal cave. He takes off after the trail like a shot. You hike up your skirt and do your best to keep up with the dense snow. Shall we? His face falls as you arrive at another sheer cliff. I don't understand. The snow stops here, but there isn't anything more than rocks. The snow can mislead us. Are we lost? I don't want to freeze solid. This is no dead end. Look. Gesture to the cliff where the eddies of swirling snow quickly gather. Within moments, the entire wall of rocks is buried under fresh white powder. You reach out a clawed finger and touch the pure snow. It melts away to reveal a glittering opening in the stone. The crystal cave. You did it. Let's go in before we freeze to death. I'm certain the crystal flower must be inside. Oh dear. Dear. Look at all these flowers. I didn't think there'd be so many. I'm going to pick a whole bouquet. You stop the impetuous youth with a quick tug and mutter beneath your breath. Hold on. The prophecy mentioned the one true crystal flower. These other flowers must be deception meant to trap foolhardy would-be kings. Prophecy, what are you talking about? I only mean to say that we should find the best single flower for your brother's coronation. Good point. Quality over quantity. Ah, I think I see just the one right over there. This one, it's perfect. Just look at the refraction of the petals and the frosting on the leaves. Oh, but I seem to have forgotten my pruning shears back at the castle. Would you do the honors? I don't want to damage it. You snip the brittle stem of the flower, careful not to touch it directly. Prophecies can be nasty stuff to stick your fingers in. The buck holds the flower aloft, inhaling the blossom's magical aura. Wow, smells just like powdered snow and fresh pine trees. The moment is interrupted by the shrill cries of aristocrats clamoring against each other. I found them, over here, my lord. In a rush of colorful fabrics and fancy hats, you find yourself surrounded by nobles. The stag steps out from their midst, looking irate. After everything I've done for you, this is how you repay me, brother. The young prince blinks in confusion. What are you doing here? Have I offended you somehow? Usurper, you thought you could slip off when I wasn't looking and steal the crown from me? You think I don't know about the prophecy of the crystal flower? Why does everyone keep talking about a prophecy? I picked this flower as a gift for you, brother. Fool, only the king can choose the true crystal flower, and you are not the king. The stag reaches down at his feet and plucks the closest flower. See, only I can. Well, the stag never finishes his sentence, his defiant pose forever imprisoned inside solid eyes. Oh, my brother, what have you done? Give the mystified buck a reassuring pat on the back as the nobles gather closer. The true king has been revealed indeed. King, you mean me? You are the prince after all, and I suppose that prophecy was pretty clear. Magic flowers are seldom wrong about this sort of thing. And if you tend to your kingdom with the same care you tend to your garden, you'll do just fine. The ring of nobles crowd around the buck. You know, I never cared much for that stag myself. Fucking brown nosers. I think a new ruler will shake things up a bit. You excuse yourself as they bow and praise the confused lad. Long live the king. Passing the frozen stag, your eye catches on something sticking out of the permafrost. You reach down and pick out a shard of translucent ice. Careful not to cut yourself on the sharp edges. Despite the warmth of your palm, it does not melt. The soul of the stag. The souls of the stag, hawk, hogs, and wolf rattle inside your back like angry insects. It's the last of these villains. Now it's time to put an end to this wretched business with the goat. Well then. Goat paused the floor with a cloven hoof. You've returned. I was beginning to grow impatient. Would have thought patience was to be one of your strong suits, but don't fret. I have brought you the last of your souls. Delicious, are they not? You know what to do. The shrine awaits an offering. Shimmering sensations of the hawk wash over you, the nib of a quill scratching on parchment, coins clinking, the sharp snap of a closing padlock. Greasy gristle. Your eyes water at the smell of the hawks, grunting swine and buzzing flies. Lever falls onto a wooden block. Blood, bone, meat. Royal crystal. Chill runs through your fingers as the stack sockets into the wall. Condescending laughter. Schemes in the snow. Pride, arrogance, hubris. Wolf fang. The mind sinks into shadow in the presence of the wolf. Soft footfalls padding through dried leaves. Hot breath, big eyes, sharp teeth. Collected souls vibrate with incandescent intensity. They seem to melt into their recess, boiling away into tiny pinpricks of starlight. Soon nothing remains of them except 12 smoldering scorch marks on the stone wall. Ah, well done. That's that. Our contract is fulfilled. It was a pleasure doing business with you. Hang on, what about your end of the deal? You said you would return my memories to me. Did I? Well, perhaps I misspoke. I never really had any to begin with, my dear. What are you talking about? I just don't remember them. I woke up and met me. Yes, that sounds about right for your very first memory. Well, but you told me that I borrowed the sleeping maiden to you, that I asked you to save her soul. Oh, what I meant to say is that she came to me. She asked me to save her own soul, but it's so very easy to get confused. You, her, really, what's the difference? Dawning realization creeps over you like ice water. Her life was cut short, whether by the wolf's fangs, or the hawk's cleaver, or under the weight of a dozen other wrongs, I do not know. But in desperation she called out to me, so we struck a deal. I would save her soul in exchange for theirs, 1 for 12. But it's not like I could let her go and collect them herself. She needed to stay here, you see, as insurance. So what then? You created me, is that it? To collect those souls on her behalf. Well, I should say that she created you, snipped off a piece of herself to do it. It was all worked out in the contract, of course. And now that contract is fulfilled, panned out nicely for everyone, I'd say. If you, by which I mean she, ever needs to get out of another bind, don't hesitate to give me a shout. Ta-ta for now. The room fills with a flash of blinding light. You blink and the goat is gone, leaving only a goat-shaped hole in the world. Slowly you turn to face the sleeping maiden. You feel sluggish and heavy. You take a strange step towards the gilded coffin. Your legs snap like dry twigs and you crumble to the floor. The cauldron is the last to fall. It resounds with a hollow clang as it bounces off the ground. You slowly open your eyes and see the vaulted ceiling of the hall. You raise your hand to touch the clear crystal surface of the gilded casket. The glass lid slides open effortlessly and you swing your legs to sit up. The marble floor is smooth and cold under your bare feet. You stoop down to pick up the familiar metal cauldron. Slowly memories come back at its touch. Oh shit. Okay, wasn't expecting that ending. Man, this was such a fun game though. Yeah, you were a golem, pretty much. I really hope that they'll do more with this game. This is such a damn good game. And yeah, I do appreciate the key that they sent to me. Play this on stream. This might be one of my top games of this year, actually. I just really love crafting stuff. Crafting is probably my all-time favorite game mechanic. And foraging as well is a big favorite of mine. All kinds of green stuff, basically. And yeah, the art style and sound design and everything, just perfect with this game. This game really should get some more mainstream attention. It definitely has the capacity to become a very big game.